Welcome back to Pop Culture Roll Call, a show where our hosts are watching The Magicians by only viewing the scenes that their character is present for. This is Season 2, Episode 6, The Cock Barrens.
Welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call. I'm your host, Mike. We'll be watching everything with the point of view of Penny. To the left me as always.
It's Dasha, watching everything from the point of view of Margo, and I do know what that title is referencing.
In front of me as always.
Yeah, it's Colin with everything from the point of view of High King Eliot, as always, and I do not know what the title is referencing.
Right here, right now.
Hey, it's Brian. I watch as Quentin.
And creeping in the background often.
Producer James.
I was wondering if anyone else knew what that title was about.
Me, because we talk about it very briefly.
Wait, you're not familiar with the Cock Barrens?
Wait, Margo's the Cock Baron?
No. I am familiar with
me. I was it's like, it's me. I was like, that's a wild thing to call one of your main female leads. Okay. No, I have no idea what the Cock Barrens is
I feel
about.
like I usually know the titles, and I don't on this one.
Anyway, shall we get started?
Yeah, wait. Business?
Oh, yeah. Business. This weekend. We are doing a live stream.
Yes, we are.
I don't know.
Did we nail down an exact time? We should do it right now.
We did.
We did.
It's on my calendar. It is.
We are not stalling. We are definitely talking about how it is on our
vamping.
calendar for
Vamping.
Saturday, October 25th at 11 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah.
Got it.
Boom.
Wow, that went just as we rehearsed.
Yeah.
Iconic.
Iconic.
The fucking teleprompter scrolls word for word what we said.
Oh, we should get teleprompters.
We should. Probably.
Shut up. We're using
Anyway.
them right now.
11
All this is on the
on
teleprompter.
Saturday.
11 a.m. Saturday, October 25th.
That's right.
If you have specific episodes of a TV show that you want to watch, drop it into suggestions.
Probably too late for this one, but for the next one.
For the next one.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
Suggestion box.
Just suggestion box. I knew there was a word I was forgetting in there.
I'm excited. It should be
Yeah.
good. We'll see what we watch. We've kind of been jumping around. We've had a bunch of different
a couple
things.
Buffy
so-
ones recently.
Some
A couple of
back some
Buffy,
Orphan
but then we
Black.
also did some.
I would make a pitch for something Halloween-ish because
Oh,
'tis
true.
the season.
It is going to be spooky season. So think about that one.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
My costumes won't be ready, so I won't be able to dress up yet.
We could take everything down and just put the Halloween episodes for each of our shows up and see which Halloween episode they want people want to watch.
Maybe I'll do that.
We
Let's
got
talk about
around to
this
the
after.
Summerween Gravity Falls episode.
Yeah, we could do Summerween. I'm pretty sure there was a Halloween episode of Orphan Black. I know there was multiple ones for Buffy.
Yeah.
They loved their Halloween episodes.
Okay, let's do that. Let's just,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah, we're not
We just
taking your
decided.
suggestions.
Oops, all Halloween.
Oops, a Halloween spooktacular, if you will. I'm excited.
So
I
think
love
of your
Halloween.
favorite Halloween episode from any of the shows that we've watched, and we'll chuck it up there. And if you don't see it, then let us know. But it might be too late. We'll get some good ones. We promise.
We'll put it in the chat before we post this episode, and we'll get some.
Yeah, let's do that.
Fair
So-
enough.
So if you want to have your voice heard, you should join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/pop.
But it'll be too late for this one, so next time.
Yeah. Well, no, if they do it, I guess you have to hear me now. But yeah, you could have had your voice heard. So
Wow.
All right, if you're hearing this
Wow.
now, build a time machine, go back 2 days.
Wait, that's the
Guys,
first
I
thing
just
you're fixing?
I just
That's
got
the
an
first thing
email
they're
right
fixing?
here.
You can
Hey,
still
go back a little
come.
further. Go back a little further.
I have a list, actually, if you would like to get in touch.
3 things. Number 1,
Got more than 3.
don't let the Cubs win the World Series. Listen, it may not seem irrelevant, but that's where everything went wrong.
I prefer more direct approaches. None of this butterfly effect shit. No. I like to solve with direct action.
No, I firmly believe that's where we spun off into the wrong timeline,
The Bears are doing great right now.
which has me terrified for
we
what
can't
could
talk
happen.
about
Okay,
Sports on
sorry.
Cock Barrens? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Cock Barrens. I had a very light episode.
Yeah, I could tell. My scene starts with you balleting.
This is pre-credits. Oh yeah, this is
Quentin,
pre-credits.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm doing.
I'm gonna check out until we get after the credits.
I'm doing like yoga or something. I don't
You're
really-
doing Tai Chi / ballet
Yeah. Which
around
is-
like a little shrine, like a personal effect of Alice's.
Yeah, it's where she became a Nifrin. So we just do talk about it in this
Right.
episode.
and I'm trying to summon
Niffin?
her Niffin.
Niffin.
I don't know how you spell it, but whatever a Niffin is, that's what I'm trying to summon. Yeah, Eliot and Margo are here, and apparently I did this once or several times to cheer her up and make her laugh when she was down or whatever. I do Cirque du Soleil bullshit. I don't know. It looks stupid, and it is stupid.
It is stupid. Though
and also
it's a
it
sweet thing to
doesn't
do.
work, I guess.
Yeah, though doesn't it always feel like one of those things where it's like, come on, man, you've been doing this for an hour. It's time to let it go. She can't come back. This is what we're all saying.
You're very much like treating me like a child. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay, little buddy.
Yeah, and then we like leave, and you can expand on this if you want to, but doesn't it feel like the second we all turned our backs, something happened? Like,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh, for
It just
sure.
feels like the scene is set up that way.
Or there's a cutaway to somebody explaining and talking about for some reason why that's not going to work functionally.
Yeah,
but
there's clearly another piece of the scene
Right.
that we did not see.
Who can say? I don't get it.
That's
well,
true.
a lot of people. Pretty much only the four of us on this couch can
Yeah.
say.
Everyone else who's watched this
James-
episode could
James
say.
could say.
James can say. I
Most of the people-
absolutely could say.
Listening at home could say. But yeah, so you head back, and we grab you, pick you up, and nobody seems mad. We just are like, we don't want to see you sit here and dance and exhaust yourself for really nothing, and we need you to kind of like, at some point, I think Eliot and Margo's position here is like, you're hurting and grasping at straws. We don't seem to fully believe that like you saw Alice and this is what you needed, and we're kind of thinking maybe this is like a trauma response. This is
Absolutely.
like one of the steps of grief or denial grief is it's the stages of grief. Yeah, okay. Grief. Is grief one of them? No.
There's denial, anger,
bargaining, anger, resentment,
no,
Snacking.
but bargaining,
bargaining.
acceptance.
Yeah.
That's the last one.
That's the last
Snack-ceptance.
one.
Yeah, that's all of it.
Snack acceptance. That's where you just eat your feelings.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
But that's what we think is happening, but we're still here.
I don't get. I mean, I'm still a little confused as to what the hell's going on with Quentin, because he was like, "Oh, I wish to go home." He was like done with this, and then what? 2 episodes later, he's just back.
Well, you
Yeah.
saw Alice, and now he's got to solve that problem.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
left because of Alice.
And now you saw her.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but you are going to go to her.
Yeah, so I'm leaving to go to her memorial service, which is tomorrow. Gonna see her parents and tell them how she died.
Seems like a wild thing to do at the. I mean, I guess there's not a better place to really.
I mean,
talk
you
about
sent
it.
a letter.
An email.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should talk to them, I guess.
Yeah, so maybe
whatever.
you're not going to actually explain. You're gonna
There wasn't a
just
ton of
be
specifics in the
available.
letter that I saw, but then like, oh, she was a hero, she saved my life, type of stuff.
Let them ask.
So I guess I'm
questions.
just back in it, and good job wasting a wish, Quentin.
I like honestly the worst wish I think I've ever seen.
But if you told,
No,
What's
that's not
worse?
true.
Go work in corporate
Like one of those
America.
that gets full on monkey's pod. Monkey pods?
but
Okay, this is the worst wish by the person.
Yeah.
Like, who, like you know what I mean? It wasn't.
That's not on you.
Yeah,
you,
that's
you,
a
you
trap.
aim for the stars.
This is just a straightforward wish that you just threw away. Like I literally can't think of a worse
I
way
am
to
the
waste
genie
this.
of the lamp. What is your wish? You got like ketchup?
Like yeah, like
Fair
Can I
enough.
just get ketchup? And
terrible.
then you find out you're allergic to it.
There might be. I can think of other worse wishes that happened in fiction.
Okay, give me one.
The Witcher, when he wishes that he would burst.
Can you give me the context for this? I haven't read this.
He
Obviously.
didn't know he had a wish, and he's talking to
That's-
Jaskier.
He doesn't
/
know he has a
Dandelion.
wish. This is not what we're talking about. This is a straightforward. What's your wish? And you give a bad one. Give me like that's what we're talking about.
Alright, fine. Anyways, Margo gives me the button hesitantly because I'm a little crazy right now.
That's true. But you needed, I guess, to go back. So
And my next scene is the memorial service, still pre-credits.
okay, great, because I have credits after this.
Yeah, me too.
I'm at the sex house. The Greek.
Is it still
the Greek
sexing?
there is
Oh my
no,
god, I
Okay,
forgot
not
that
sex
her
memorial.
parents were like that. Oh god,
There's
You mean
a goat.
open?
no, that's not what
a
I mean.
different thing.
There's a goat here that
Okay.
they're gonna sacrifice on a plinth in the backyard
Interesting.
because I don't know, they're all weird and antiquity pilled or whatever. And so the mom is with like another lady, basically talking about how like, oh, Daniel reconfigured the entire house, and still everywhere I see something Alice touched. And then she's like, my children loved me. I was a good mother. She's like trying to reassure herself that she isn't the worst mom in the world, even though both her kids are dead, ?
Yeah.
And the lady's like, you were, Stephanie, you were.
I mean, like, I don't know.
And then-
Besides being
And then,
generally negligent.
and
I don't
then
know
the next thing she says is, I was so much better than my mother. What did I do to deserve this?
Yeah, still didn't deserve to have both of her kids taken. Obviously,
Yeah,
didn't deserve to have both of
obviously.
her kids taken away from her untimely. But what a wild way to kind of compartmentalize that for yourself.
I'm about to go talk to her, and I'm like, maybe I'll let her cool off a bit before I interact with this crazy woman. She's not handling it well, which is fair, I
Totally
guess.
fair.
But like, so we'll get into more of her later, but we'll get into her more later. I go down the hallway and I'm like unbuttoning my top button and like loosening my tie and just kind of taking a breath. And I hear like crying basically in like this dark figure in the hallway, and it's Ghost or Niffin Alice.
Oh, she's at her own
Yes.
funeral. Wild.
And,
Okay.
And I'm like, Alice, are you really there? And like, I follow her, and I'm like, like, you're kind of freaking me out. I love you, but you're kind of like a ghost right now. And she's like, I can
You're
see her.
kind of like a ghost right now.
You can full on see her, and she still has that like those like sunken eyes, and kind
Blue
of
fiery stuff going on.
not as much of the blue fiery stuff, but that does come later in this episode.
Got it. Okay.
So, when she's like full ghost, not really, or not full ghost, whatever, Niffin mode. And she's like doesn't say anything, and she like points to like a keypad on a door. Mm-hmm. And I like try the handle, and she points to a door with a keypad next to it. I try the handle, it's locked, obviously. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I basically start like crying. And I'm like talking about how like Eliot and Margo are right. Like, Alice is gone. I'm acting crazy. Like I'm basically saying, oh, this might all be in my head. Right. And then I look up, and in like the picture frame, next to the door, it's like scratched in. It says like 25423. So I tried that on the keypad, and it works. And then like open the door. I'm like, or not. Like maybe I'm not crazy, And then I get credits.
The mystery.
Sluts.
Oh, sorry. Nine sluts. I was not doing that. I was just but
now
nine
I thought you were trying to change
sluts.
the
Now
thing.
we've created
No.
an Agatha Christie novel, The Mystery of the Mind Sluts.
What were you pondering?
Wasn't she knighted or something like that? Agatha Christie? Yeah.
Yeah.
No idea.
What,
I guess
are
you-
you saying that our mystery isn't? It's lowbrow for.
No, I'm just saying
knighted
mind
person?
sluts is pretty lowbrow. I'm not saying we have to stop doing it. I
Agatha
like
Christie
it.
has absolutely had worse titles, and then tried to fix it, and was also bad. We've talked about this on this podcast.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm not.
Mind Sluts, not even that bad
not
for
the
her.
worst one.
Top 10 title. Listen, this fall in your bookstores, look for The Mystery of the Mind Sluts, hardback coming later.
The posthumous Agatha Christie novel.
Yeah. It was locked in the tank like a Tupac song.
What were you pondering?
Oh, what was Eliot pondering?
No, what were you pondering instead of saying Mind Sluts?
Oh, I
you
was
said
just
it.
because he was Quentin had seen the like numbers scratching the door, and I was like, "What's like?" I'm just more curious. What's in the house behind the door
Yeah.
that Alice is trying to lead him over
We
to?
never find out. No, I'm kidding.
That'd
We do.
be
It's my next scene.
crazy.
I would have lost my mind.
They just forgot to write that.
Should I do that now?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
just do it. We'll jump over.
It's Alice's dad's like private study.
Okay.
So there's like suits of armor. There's a bunch of books, the kind of librarying, whatever.
I don't trust the private study of this man.
And I hear like this knocking noise, like dunk, 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 right? And it's coming from this kind of armoire looking thing.
Is it sexual?
No, it's
Okay.
not. And I'm like, as I'm walking up to him, like, please don't jump out at me. Please don't jump out at me. And like, open the thing, and just a book falls over inside of it. And it's this book covered in like Egyptian hieroglyphs. I don't get too close of a look at it because immediately after her dad comes in, and he's like, Quentin, is that you? And he like gives me a hug. But he wants to know how I got in his private
Yeah,
study.
what you're doing in his armoire too. It's like,
And-
nice to see you, but
Yeah, exactly. And I guess I explained. There's a cut here. Basically, like, I'm like, oh, there's something going on. It cuts, but when it cuts back, it's like, when it cuts back, I'm saying, oh, like, so she's only shown herself to me that I know. Basically, like, I explained what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? That, like, Alice died. Here's how she died. She keeps on showing herself to me. I don't think she's showing herself to anybody else. Maybe there's something to do with this. And it's like a piece of jewelry that I probably mentioned in a previous episode, and I've totally forgotten what it is. If anybody remembers what it
piece
was,
of-
I don't know. It
James,
looked
is
like
there
a
a jewelry
necklace or
piece that we're supposed
something.
to know about?
Did Alice?
I
give you
don't know.
something?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, he
I don't know.
know.
If you remember
Okay.
in the chat,
I'd have to look it up. I was
it
busy
the
reading
thing,
Wolverine
it might have
over
been
here.
the thing,
Sorry.
Like when I woke up, it was in the box that Elliot gave me with the letter, and it was Alice's or something.
Oh, there was a. Yes, because I gave like I'm. Do
It's
I remember
fine.
this?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I handed a letter that I thought was like for me, and I gave you the letter, but I don't remember a necklace. I guess I think I was remembering the letter because you had said that.
No,
But there's
there
like
was-
a wax stamped letter whenever
No,
you'd
there was a
woken up.
box after I got my arm blown off or whatever.
Mm.
I don't know. Whatever. It's a MacGuffin.
I bet I know what it is actually. I bet I actually know what it is because she had the necklace that kept cutting to around her neck. I bet when she zoop and she like went up in flames, we
Yeah.
picked it up
Yes.
and put it in the box for you.
Yes.
It's probably the necklace that Alice was wearing whenever she became a Niff.
that
Because she
Checks out.
immolated and she was wearing a metal necklace.
What was the necklace for, though?
I don't remember, but I remember
Okay.
multiple shots of it around her neck.
Okay, so
And
there's clearly something going on.
There
then.
was
Yeah,
something there.
okay.
I don't remember what it. I'm trying to think if she ever if it ever glowed or had any like magical property, but I remember her wearing it a lot because she obviously wore a lot of like deep V things, and there was
Yeah.
always not deep V's, but like it was always on her neck. I
Yeah.
remember seeing it.
So
Anyway.
I'm catching the dad up, and he believes me. He's basically saying that like, oh, I know, like, I know my daughter. She's probably trying to protect like me and my wife from kind of seeing her like this. So, because it would be upsetting to us, and so she led you to this for a reason, like to this book. Apparently, she called him a couple months ago talking about the Plover estate. Don't get more details on like what they talked about or why, but he has been informed about that whole kind of ghosty experience.
Well, yeah, because like we kind of escaped, right? We never like actually like saved.
No, we decided not to go back.
Right. So we must have.
help.
She must have just been like, let's
And
call an
if
adult.
I remember correctly, she was upset that we
She was very
Yes.
upset.
didn't deal with the ghost
Yes.
problem.
Yeah. Yes. She was very upset about it.
Because they were going to keep reliving.
Because we were,
trauma.
yeah,
Their
because
trauma
we
over
were
and over again.
arguing that like there was no way, like the kids were already gone, they were dead already.
Right.
But her argument was like that they were still suffering.
Yeah.
Which now that we think about it, and we're talking about ghosts
Oh
again,
no.
I wonder if that's like relevant. If
Yeah.
like she's, because she was saying it doesn't matter that they're dead, they're still tied and they're still suffering.
Yeah.
So like it's maybe she is dead, but like she's still suffering. Like
That's the implication here, at least.
okay.
Because her dad's obviously like a magical historian or whatever it is, and he's talking about how like, oh, the ancient civilizations had tons of different ways to dealing with like getting ghosts out.
Sure.
Right. And saying that like her soul is not at rest, and one civilization has really mastered the art of getting one's soul to rest, which is the ancient Egyptians. So we need to build a pyramid.
Okay. A big one? You're going to be a little pyramid?
Do you think it's more
We'll
of the
find out.
pyramid,
Okay.
or more so like scooping out brains?
Could be a little bit of both.
Because I think like you could rest
I
pretty
think
well.
we're
if
a
you don't got
little
no brains.
late.
We might
For-
mummify some cats too while we're at it.
All right.
This is all factually, historically correct, right? We're nailing it.
That's bait. I'm not.
Rage bait.
And then
The funny thing about baiting Stasia is Egyptology. Even the word Egyptology is bait for Stasia.
It really is.
Well, I mean, I know a lot about ancient Egyptian culture because my favorite documentary growing up was The Mummy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And you mustn't read from the book.
I'm-
That's the biggest thing that I took from that movie.
I'm not going to dig too deep into this because Stasia will be very mad at me after we stop recording, and I have to live with her. So if somebody else wants to bait her, go ahead. It won't be me. That's the end of my scene.
All right.
We are up back in Fillory.
Yes, we
because is your first scene when you come in and chat with Elliot?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'll let you know. So Elliot is signing just a bunch of like documents. I think I'm alone at the beginning of this scene. And they're just like, different aides are handing me different pages and I'm kind of signing stuff. And some guy comes over with a silver platter and he hands me a little goblet. And I feel like every episode Elliot drinks something out of a silver goblet and spits it out. like I didn't realize it
You're
was a
still
running
trying.
gag. But this isn't even the champagne. So the
Oh.
guy like comes over, he gives me a thing. I take a sip, I'm like, I like spit it across the room, like dramatic spit out. I was like, what the actual fuck is that? And he's like, you said you wanted a unicorn milk latte, and I was like, I was joking. You milked a unicorn? And the guy's like, ugh. And like his face falls like he just like witnessed some shit.
it was very hard, and he did it for nothing.
Yeah, and he thought it was real, and he was like obeying his king's orders, and then I just like decried him, and he like kind of walks away like stoically, like, which I can only imagine maybe the unicorn is like a sentient being that can talk, and we just
There's just some things I don't want to think
I don't
about.
want to know, but the face that he made was not like I went out to old Bessie behind the barn who gets milked every morning and it was a fine experience for
Yeah.
everyone involved. There was more going on here. So he leaves. Dude looks like he's shook, and that's when Penny walks in. You
Okay.
poofing? I don't know. You come in.
I just walk in.
Yeah, I like that Eliot. And I don't know if this is fourth wall breaking or this is just Eliot being kind of like chidey, but I was like, hey, look, it's the walking plot twist,
Yep.
which is kind of true, like both in the fiction as well as out of it too. So I'm kind of like, they've never really done a fourth wall-y thing. It's just kind of weird to hear plot twist from characters in a written show.
Uh-huh.
We do make a lot of references to
like,
like,
media and stuff.
storytelling
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like,
And we-
like, and the whole thing is based on a children's book
That we've jumped into.
that we've talked. Yeah, so I would argue that it's probably not fourth wall breaking, but is definitely a wink from the writers for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I come here needing something.
Right.
Don't you always?
Not usually, actually.
Always about his hands. There's always something going on.
Little baby.
Oh, you little baby don't got
your
hands.
don't work.
This is about his
Whose
hands.
fault was it, huh?
That is true.
Like what?
Two drunk fucks on the couch.
You know whose fault it was? A forest doctor
That
who
you
did
were-
not clarify beforehand that there was a fee that I have to submit insurance information.
Sure, you fell off of your soapbox, you got hurt, got a boo-boo, and you're making it everyone else's fault.
Yeah.
Cool. No, I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need help. This is where you tell me that that I'm Unc. You're calling me Uncle
Yep.
Penny.
This is how I tell you that we're pregnant.
Oh.
Right, because Penny's been gone. You don't really
Yeah.
know. And I was like, and I said, like I did, and I was like, and you're like, congratulations. I was like, yeah, thanks. We're both really excited about it. I need more people in my life calling me daddy. And Fen is like, 'cause Fen came in at the beginning of this, like she needs to talk to me about something, and then that's when Penny kind of like boofed in, and Fenn's like, oh god, like Finn doesn't really like me, which to be fair, I'm not really giving her a ton of reasons to. She doesn't seem like pissed, but Elliot's not being like
My
the most.
pregnant wife hates me.
Yeah, no, 100%.
This fall on TLC.
So yeah, you come in and you keep talking about that moss. You found.
Well, you also are like, hey, you probably heard Alice. I know you were close, and I'm like, we're not talking about that right now.
Is this the first time I've seen you since Alice
I
passed?
think
Yeah, because
so.
I think that only Quentin saw Penny, right? Yeah.
Interesting.
Sounds about
Okay,
right,
I was trying to figure out why I was bringing this up now, because to me, also the way we do the show, it's been like a month and a half.
Yeah.
So now I'd be like, so how you doing, bud? About that thing that happened in like early September.
I kind of like that they are cognizant that these characters actually haven't met.
Yeah.
And that like they are.
It's funny though, because I don't think Quentin ever found out that you're pregnant.
That's so.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
think so.
Clearly yes, because you were
Yeah,
doing a little ballet
yeah.
dance.
Like they've had.
If Penny
interactions.
gets like the notification upon entering, you could
100%.
assume that, but that's actually pretty funny.
But yeah, I'm here because I need the moss. I'm not. It has a,
Oh, that's right.
a long name that
don't
I'm not going to
remember
go
this.
through.
What is
Yeah,
It's the to heal his
Yes.
hands.
hands.
Yeah.
There's some rare moss that was.
Well,
in
not
it.
even to heal my hands. It's what
Mayakovsky.
Mayakovsky needs for his project, and if I help him fulfill his project, he will begin the project of healing my hands.
It's to help make magical batteries.
It's
Yeah.
it's
but
a
it's
trade.
MacGuffin.
yeah, it's moss for a magic Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this battery is going to be very important. I'm just realizing based on our scenes. Okay, Go on.
Interesting.
Okay.
Piecing stuff together.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, you got like a royal botanist or something? Like, I need to figure out what this moss is.
And I was like, yeah, we do. But funnily enough, he got eaten on the job, so we're still kind of looking to fill his spot.
Penny, she's like, by what? By the plant? I fucking hate this place. Penny is the only person who's like, I hate Fillory. I hate everything about it. I wish we never came here.
I'm not a king. I don't want to be here.
That's why he didn't like. Was it like he wasn't disrespected by not getting a crown? I don't want to be here. I'm here because I have to be.
Penny hates the fantasy genre, and he is forced to live in a fantasy world.
Yeah, truly.
And you tell me that there's a royal map maker.
Yeah,
that
we've
I should
interacted
go
with the
find.
map maker before, and I send you on your way to go talk to the royal map maker. And yeah, this is the next scene. I'm in the throne room with the emissaries from Loria.
Yes,
yeah.
we're together, and we're like kind of bopping around doing our like royal stuff. Like we know this is somebody important because they play the horns and stuff when they enter.
We all kind of like, we hustle to our chairs and sit down, like, do you know what's happening? I was like, no, this is unexpected. I have no idea. But, we kind of make ourselves look regal, and we kind of sit in our thrones, and a big procession comes through the gate, like guards and the whole menagerie, I suppose, comes through. And the crier, the person announcing for the court, says that it's Princess of Loria. And some like dude steps forward.
Yeah, like the kind of covered in fur, like just like very clearly male presenting.
Yeah.
And so of course both of us are like, princess? Question? Like just like clarifying. And Prince S.
It's
is his
first
name.
initial
Yeah.
of his name is S.
Oh, I
Or-
assumed his name was just
Prince
ES.
S.
Oh, I thought it says his name was like Salia or something like
Maybe I
that. Our friends call me
misunderstood it.
S, so Prince S of
So like
Loria.
Prince Stanley, Prince S.
Well, no, because you make the joke that like your parents must have hated you.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right
Yeah.
about that one.
So Prince S.
Yeah.
So it's a prince. And
then
he's
my
there.
favorite joke
Oh.
of the episode. Did you catch the like whisper into my ear that they did? Okay, I didn't know if you caught it or not. So he like opens, and again, you're in this like not highfalutin. I guess that's the wrong tone. We're in this like royal, regal, like fantasy world where everyone kind of talks like, "Oh, my queen, I beseech you to come and tend to your field." Like there's kind of, it's kind of like air, like pop to it. And he comes in, he's like, "Hey, y'all are fucking our shit up really bad over in Loria. So if you could, like, what the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
And Eliot kind of leans over to the like court, the head of the court, and I was like, does everyone in Loria kind of talk like that? And he's like, no, his mother's from Loria, but his father was from somewhere called Cincinnati. and Eliot's like, yeah, that makes sense.
That explains
Cincinnati.
so much,
Cincinnati.
actually.
So is Loria not in Fillory? It's a
No,
different...
it's north of Fillory.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
he
it's
is.
not in Fillory. You don't rule.
We do
Loria.
not
No, we do not
Loria.
rule
But
Loria.
it's on this
They're-
like magical
They're
plane.
Canada?
Yes,
Magical
Kind
Canada?
of.
but
With a little bit of
And
Cincinnati?
But
they seem to have a
full
similar thing.
of dicks.
Yeah.
So the opposite of Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, is the deacon of the dicks, or what was the name of the
We're
title?
getting
episode?
there.
Is that just the big geological structures?
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
This episode's dick heavy.
It's Barrens, Barrens.
Oh, Barrens.
Like the Barrens.
I had a moment where I looked out the window at all these big stone structures, and I thought to myself, those look like a lot of dicks. And then I thought to myself again, Colin, you're pushing 40. You can't do this anymore.
No.
Don't bring this up.
That was
And I
the
just
joke.
didn't. I didn't bring it up. And now,
A guy in therapy talking to his fucking psychiatrist. I know I'm 41.
Do people smoke in therapy?
what is this, the 40s?
But it's great for the
It's like,
bit.
yeah, we do it in the airplanes,
Yeah.
hospitals,
Yeah.
wherever.
Yeah, there's a shag red carpet. It's 1973.
Are we
And he's
European?
like, I know I'm not in my youth anymore. I got 3 kids. I can pay off the school loans, but I'm just seeing dicks everywhere. I gotta call them out.
I should have written it down.
We're
Anyway,
getting there.
What was the title of this episode again?
a Baron of Dicks.
the Dick Barrens.
Dick Barons.
Not the Baron of Dicks. The dicks.
Sorry.
The Dick Barons.
I can't even think anymore. Anyway, so he's from Cincinnati. And so he basically Prince S rehashes the plot as we know it.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all have the wellspring, you let Umber shit in the well, you let the beast run rampant through your countryside, and everything in Loria is dying.
because of you guys, because they rely on the magic like as well, not as directly it seemed like.
No, it kind of seems like they're like a downstream.
Yes.
Right? Like
yeah.
if we fuck it up, it hurts them, but they can't do anything about it because it's not in their like kingdom's borders.
Yes. So he has come with a proposition. We're going to split the wellspring with Loria 50-50. And he is also going to propose marriage to the Virgin Queen. And Margo goes, did he just call me a virgin?
And Eliot is like trying not to bust a gut, like thinks it's fucking
Never
hysterical.
has someone been so wrong.
Basically, he gets a little pushy. He's like cutting us off, basically. Like I'm giving attitude. He's not having any of it. And while Eliot is like, okay, we're gonna consider your proposal, he's doing the like very polite like diplomat thing. Margo just stands up. She's like, I am not a sharer in terms of like splitting the well, and she's like, I'm not gonna be marrying you. Basically, she just gets up and she's like, no. This is not happening. Like, we're not arguing, we're not talking about this. We're not all of a sudden, some guy, he's like, well, plan B, steps out from behind of his troop of people with a wand. We start making fun of his wand because
it's a wand.
It's a wand, and we're all like,
oh, I guess there aren't
why
wands
aren't you
in this
tutting?
universe.
Yeah.
Like,
what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Losers use
And
wands.
We probably should have done some kind of counter spell, but we're too busy laughing at his
Yeah,
wand.
like what was, and like he's clearly drawing
doing a big-
glyphs like
Let's
in
just
the
wait
air.
to see what he's gonna
That's
do.
I was actually really mad that's what we did.
Yeah.
I was like, Margo, where's your Glock? I
Right.
know you've got it on you. Like,
And the dude starts doing like an insane spell after saying Plan B, diplomacy doesn't work.
especially like a hostile nation.
Yeah.
You shoot him in the head.
I mean, listen, they were gonna draw and quarter somebody earlier, so like, who knows what the law is here? Maybe she should have shot him.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I think I have a scene that takes place around the same time as these
Shenanigans
cocksmiths showing up.
We're not done with our scene. We'll get to
But we'll get there in a
Okay.
second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're almost-
he
we're
draws a little like glyph. All of a sudden, everything like shakes
Yeah.
a little bit, and we look out the window and see a bunch of dicks.
Yeah. Well, I wrote just some really lovely geological structures.
Okay,
They're
your father
pretty.
and you wrote
And they're
it.
like-
What did Colin write?
They're purple too, like just giant purple dongs. Like,
I should have been lowbrow. I tried to go take the high road.
No.
The road less traveled is often not traveled.
yeah, but that meant I got to travel the
For a
low road,
reason.
and
Yeah,
I'm not a
that's
frequent
true.
Road
visitor.
most traveled has purple dongs.
Yeah.
And basically, we're all hostages. He moved the entire.
Wait, how did the purple dicks make you hostages?
Well, we're not
That's not
in
the
Narnia
episode
anymore
title.
because we don't have purple dicks in Fillory. We looked out the
I
window.
thought he made purple dicks appear.
No.
No.
No,
I
he
thought he
moved.
just like made the rocks outside grow into different shapes.
He moved, which we'll get to it later, the entire castle into Loria,
God.
and he's holding all of us hostage until I agree to marry him.
Yeah.
I just love seeing a bunch of purple dong structures and then just going, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto. So around the same time,
Right.
I am outside the castle and I approach the I'm essentially kind of mid-conversation with the royal map maker, who is played by Harvey Gillen from What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, I knew that he was a famous person because I brought it up last time. I was like, the map maker seems important.
He's
and
fantastic.
I never interacted with him again.
It's fantastic What We Do in the Shadows. Go watch it if you haven't. And I'm like, listen, I'm friends with the High King, okay? Like, I'll make it worth your while if you could just tell me where the goddamn moss grows. All right, just tell me. He's like, no, I will draw the map for you next Thursday. Because apparently there's map drawing schedules. And we don't draw new maps until Thursday.
Maybe he's busy drawing other maps.
Yeah.
And then the ground starts to rumble. And we look back
open a
and there's like
Jira
a
ticket
giant
for him.
hole where the castle should be.
Yep.
And he's like, oh my God, this is very bad. This is very bad. And he starts drawing a map now. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought you don't draw maps till Thursday. He goes, well, you don't understand. There's not a single accurate map of this area anymore. This is an emergency.
I love the idea that a city moving is like a crisis for a map maker.
I think that's actually very funny. Like, there are no accurate maps right now of this place. It
How are
has to
people
be done.
gonna know where
A
the
map
doors are?
emergency.
Yeah. And
Iconic.
I'm like, what are you talking about? That place was full of people. And I go to like like go into the hole, and there's like this weird force field that I can't like it feels radioactive. Like I can't. There's something blocking it. And then my next scene is the interaction with Margo.
Okay, great. So my next scene is after we get moved.
Yep.
And we had a little tiff. We didn't really talk about it, but it's not basically Eliot and Margo are just like arguing, and Margo's like, you know, she's just like, I'm not marrying this person, and like there's a little bit here because Eliot's like, I married somebody
like on site, because you're like, I'm not just gonna marry somebody because they say I have to, and I was like, that like you're the High Queen, I'm the High King, I had to do that. Why are you so above it? Like, why do you just get to put your foot down and be? And one thing I do think Eliot brings up a decent point. Not that Margo is wrong, but Margo lacks any sort of diplomatic softness. You're very like, Margo goes from sitting down to standing up and like shouting at people and like issuing her will with like Iron Fist vibes. And Eliot's, I think, learned over these last like ruling for a while, not being able to leave, that like he's taken a little bit more of a step back and calmed down a bit, and our energy levels used to be identical whenever we were hanging out back at Break Bills, and now our energy levels for how we deal with conflict are just not quite the same, which I think is where this kind of like not animosity, but like
a little fight. Yeah. I do think that Margo also brings up a good point where she's like, it's not the same. Ellie gets a little like stippy, like, because it feels like a really coming from a selfish point of view, but she like is very clear. She's like, it's different. He's a man. I'm a woman. This isn't the other way around. Like, I have no idea who he is. He's a stranger. And honestly, we know that he doesn't have like great views on consent, basically gesturing at moving the entire castle to a different location. But like, that's what I believe is happening. So like, she has a point, right? That it's like, it's more dangerous like for her, and it is scarier. And she has a different set of risks that Eliot is not taking on with his very demure farm girl, right? Like, correct. You have the power in that situation.
Yeah, and Eliot's only major point there, because I think he backs down when you bring that up, because I think he agrees with you.
Yeah.
I think his point is more like, we could have had a chance to figure out, like, talk to our advisors, figure out what Loria is, what they're capable of, what they're willing to, like, we could have, like, said, we'll think about it and get back to you, maybe buy us a day, have a conversation, but because you flew off the handle, now we're kidnapped.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. And regardless, we don't really get a resolution, but
the resolution actually is, I seem to like accept that this is the case, and I'm like, all right, but I'm staying a virgin, and I leave because I go to talk to him.
Yeah.
So I'm basically like, all right, fine, diplomacy it is. So this next thing like goes right into it, because I go in, and it basically is, Margo calls it this later, but it's a frat party, basically, just like a bunch of bros, and they're definitely like very the north of Westeros, right? They're like covered in furs, like they don't have the same kind of like demure, like faux European style, which now I'm realizing, I wonder if that was also like put onto Fillory by Earthlings that are like
high fantasy Earthling.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god,
Tolkien,
that would
like,
be very interesting.
Yeah.
I don't
what
think
do you
they're
mean
gonna.
You don't have a marble castle.
Well, now it's time. Yeah, and like they're dressed. Wow, and the knights. That would be quite interesting. Anyway, I would like it better, actually, if it was true.
Oh, they just came in and supplanted their
just
own
like
expectations of what culture looked like.
Yeah, like we think that we're going through this whole season, right, trying to understand this culture. At least I do, as an anthropologist, right? Like, I'm looking at like, okay, we're in a new world. What culturally, like, I'm analyzing it. I'm seeing how you're not doing this.
Penny's on a different show.
But his hands, though.
Anyway.
Penny's hanging out with a sexual deviant drinking vodka at the Great White South.
Yeah, I got a very different show going on.
It would be really like an anthropologist to believe that you're understanding something, but in reality, you're being humored, or there is something that's really deeper that you don't understand, which is that this is a facade, like, for Fillory, right? It's like the same way anthropologists, like, get told lies and tricked and made fun of and humored when they do like cultural interviews sometimes, like, because that's just like people are people and sometimes they don't take you seriously and they're not going to tell you that you're just a random dude, like, it's like it's actually, so I think that would be cool. But
as one of my not to get on too much of a tangent, but you bringing that up reminds me of one of my favorite stories. There's a now defunct podcast that was one of my favorites for a long time called the Tetrapod Zoology Podcast, and it was like a person who did art for like like textbooks, like dinosaurs, tetrapods, that kind of stuff, like art. And then one person who was like a published paleontologist and was writing like a whole history of Earth in like genealogical, like reimagining for modern day academia. And they like, very dry, but a pretty fun podcast, two old friends. And they had a whole series where they're going through talking about cryptids and how they like fit into this like idea of like evolution and how they fit into the tree of life. And one of their big stories is they like went and talked about like old explorers who went to like South America. They have so many quote confirmed cryptid sightings in South America, and upon like it was all because they kept sending academics down, be like, hey, so I heard you all had this like 27-foot crocodile with two heads, and like, and all the locals were like, yeah, totally, dude. We love that thing. And they were like, oh, really? Can you describe it? And they were like giving him free alcohol, like buying him food and like hanging out with him. And so you just get a bunch of people around just like lying their asses off to a bunch of like white dudes from Britain.
Who are giving them free shit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, oh, my mom actually saw a spider that was like 12 feet long.
Do you have like $100 for her too?
I can bring her here tomorrow and she can tell you all about that 12-foot long spider.
It's iconic. No, honestly, this is like, it's so funny. And it's just like, I mean, to me, that tells you, as a scientist who studies people, that's actually the interesting part, right? Like that is compelling. Like, they're like, that's so human. It's so relatable to be like, the drop bears, right? Australia, like that's like the internet meme, right? Like it's like you're making up a thing just to be a joke and you're just playing it seriously. Like, that happens all the time. Anyway, I think that would be cool if that was happening here, but regardless, I don't think this show is doing anthropological theory.
Never know.
We never know. So basically, I start trying to negotiate. Basically, like, okay, if we don't get married, we'll give you half. Like, I'm trying to get back to that original place, and he just immediately turns me down, interrupts me, which Margo doesn't love, and is like, oh no, this is like we're gonna get married. Like that is a firm. I'm not negotiating that. And she's like, okay, listen, I don't know what you do here, because she didn't hear the thing about the Cincinnati. And she's like, but where I'm from. And he interrupts her and is like, no, I've been to Exeter. He went to the boarding school there, and he convinced a room of future senators that he was an exchange student from Iceland. And so I was confused as to how someone from like Loria was going back and forth between Earth, but it makes sense if his parent is from Cincinnati.
Yep.
So, yes. So basically, he is basically just being like, this isn't your magic, my Earth ways. He knows he's lived on Earth for like a period of time. And he's like, honestly, I'm shockingly progressive for a Lorian. I'll even let you speak in public. To which she interrupts him. She's like, okay, absolutely not. And then they go into this thing where she's just like, no. And by the way, I am not a virgin. Like, stop, because he's calling her that and stuff. And then all of a sudden, there is sexual tension in this room.
What?
Listen. I'm a bad deliverer of this information because I didn't understand it. I was confused. I was like, yeah, this guy sucks, until all of a sudden we were not doing that anymore. And I was like, I missed something. And
it was just like at the drop of a hat, all of a sudden it gets sexy.
No, I'm sure that there was some things that I wasn't picking up on just because of my brain. But like, I was just like, oh, there was clearly some sort of undertone here that like when she got up in his face after he was yelling about like, I'll let you speak in public, there was subtleties that I was
like
not
moving
picking up.
Closer and yelling at each other, and then they kiss or something.
Well, Because he says, I've had Loria, I've had the best of Loria, and the Lorians are the best, so you're still basically a virgin to me, sweetheart. And she steps up and then grabs his dick and says that when I put my mind to it, I master those things. I could put any of your Lorian hoes. like she is like going down and while she's grabbing,
hold on, we need to be very
no,
clear
sorry.
about language.
Yeah, let me.
Language is important.
Basically, she says, basically she's like, he's making gaspy sounds now because her hand is around his dick.
Cox Baron.
And and she's like, do you want me to stop? And he's like, no. And she's like, don't stop. She's like, beg. Which he then does, and then we start kissing, and I was like,
Is there a frat party? There's a bunch of dudes around.
No, he sent the guys out.
Okay,
upon entry, those guys are
Just
gone.
got a very still guard, just like
Nobody blink. So I don't know. Maybe sure. I missed something. I tried. I didn't. I was like, oh, this is where me and Margo part in terms of experience and personality. I was just like, there was clearly something going on here. This is like elite level flirting techniques that I am not aware of.
Yeah. like Prince S came in with like, I'm the hottest shit, and Margo maybe finds it kind of sexy to knock that kind of person down a peg and then be sort of not on top physically, but more metaphorically speaking.
Yes, because he also admits that he likes her.
Yeah, right.
And he begs and he says, "I like you," and then they start kissing. Because she's like, Neil. And eventually he's like, "Oh, okay," and then she's like, "All right, now we're good."
Now we're doing
which
it.
that part I understand, but the part in the middle where all of a sudden she was interested in him, I just I missed it, but maybe she just likes it. Maybe she just likes somebody who's just bossy, because she's also bossy.
Yeah,
You know that post that's like, the existence of casual sex implies the existence of ranked competitive sex? That's what's happening here.
This is competitive
Ranked.
sex.
This is ranked.
this is the Olympic sport of it.
Actually, absolutely true. These are strats that I haven't heard of.
So you're talking like sex min-maxers?
Yeah.
I mean, look, for a 1400 ELO is pretty good for Prince S, but Margo's rocking 1825 and hasn't lost in 2 seasons. So all I gotta say is she's doing all right.
She hit champion 2 last season.
Margo's prestiged sexual intercourse. Unbelievable.
Oh my god, I'd watch her Twitch stream.
Jesus Christ.
I think you get demonetized.
I'm pretty sure that's an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Honestly.
Okay, so my next scene after this is with Penny.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else y'all are.
I'll
Yeah,
run
do
through
a
another.
thing and then I'll jump in. I scene 2.
My next scene, there's a big 15, 20 foot tall pyramid made out of PVC in the backyard.
Okay, so you aren't making one out of... I was curious if this is going to have to be manufactured, a giant actual...
No, it's literally just kind of the edges of the pyramid made out of white
Is
PVC.
it a pyramid because it's the most stable shape and that's why people make pyramids? Is that the explanation as to why they're making pyramids?
Sure. Yeah.
No, but aliens made them, so
I think it was to contain the soul.
I haven't even tried to rage bait you, and you're still getting
I'm
mad.
just mad about
I just
it.
heard the word pyramid. Weird.
And so we're kind of putting the finishing touches on this thing, and the dad's like, let's not bring Stephanie into this yet. It's too much for her. And the camera pans over, and she's passed out drunk in a pool lawn chair, like a poolside lawn chair. And we're setting up a ladder, and I'm starting to tell him what exactly happened to Alice, and he kind of changes the subject to the ritual, and he's basically talking about how a blood relative has to coax the spirit with mirror magic. And so you just hang this mirror from the center of the pyramid, and he's puts one foot on the ladder, he's going to start climbing ladder to hang this mirror. And he pauses and he's like, actually, you do it. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, here, first you have to memorize this. And he's hands me a piece of paper. And when you get up there, you have to recite it. And I look at the paper and it's in Arabic. And he's like, yeah, it's Egyptian Arabic. It won't be too hard. I'm like, yeah, mine's a little rusty, I guess. He's like, whatever, you'll be fine. Whatever you do, don't let the mirror shatter. I've already enchanted it, so we only have one shot. And I'm like, well, if we only have one shot, then like maybe you should do it. And he kind of like gets very like aggressive with me. Like when I'm like, no, like I think you should do it. You know the ritual. You can speak Egyptian Arabic. And he like gets kind of like shouts at me a little bit.
That's not good.
And I like put the mirror down on the ground. I'm just like, can you just like give me a minute? And I like walk away. And that's kind of the end of that scene, I guess. Like I don't really know exactly what's going on yet. We do find out later. We'll get there. I don't know. It's
okay.
What do you got, Mike?
I mean, my scene's with Margo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Let me do a thing. So, like I said, in the first scene when Penny came in, Fen wanted to talk to me about something important, and Penny came in, and then we did our whole thing. So, I kind of like sidelined our conversation. So we've now been teleported, quote unquote. And so I'm picking up our conversation where we left off, and I'm sort of jumping into the middle of it because I'm storming through sort of a private room, and Fen is telling me that, I guess Baylor is the Foo Fighter we have in the basement.
Okay.
Right? What's the name of the god? Because I got that confused in my notes that we were like hunting. That like was.
Oh, the guy that with your
Reynard?
Reynard? Yeah.
Okay. Baylor must be the dude in the basement. I heard Baylor and thought Reynard, and I was like, oh, she had Congress with the god, and this is going to be part of the thing, and it's going to be his baby. But that's not what we're doing here. I just couldn't remember who Baylor was, but I guess it's the Foo Fighter in the basement.
Okay.
Cool. So regardless, we get in this scene, and I don't remember who brought it up last week, but basically what we've discussed is that Fen was part of the Foo Fighter resistance.
Okay.
Her family was before we were king and queen, or kings and queen. Before we were kings and queens, before we were part of that, and it was like the beast ruling. She and her father were part of this sort of like underground that we're trying to get Fillory back in control.
Yeah.
And Eliot is noticeably and understandably frustrated that this, like, his wife and the mother of his child is part of the same rebel faction that also tried to strangle him. And that they, like, she, Fen, and Baylor had a relationship in the past. And you don't get the sense, like, she says that they were close, but it's not like I can't really tell, I guess. I don't think it was like they were a couple while they were part of the resistance. She does say like that was a long time ago, and we were very close, but it's not like that. All the things that you usually say when it was kind of like that,
yeah,
but that's not really going to help your point.
Yeah.
So we don't really get a closure on that, but regardless, she was part of it, and they know each other.
Okay,
which is part of what made that. I remember there being some awkward stuff whenever there was like he attempted to strangle me, and she ran, and I assumed she went to go get help. She probably just recognized him and was like, oh, fuck me. This is what's happening now. Maybe she left to get out of there or something like that. Anyway, and so Eliot is noticeably, like, at a loss. He doesn't know what to do with this information. Like, what do I do with Baylor then? Okay, he's your friend and you were part of this, like, rebel resistance with him. What do you think I should do with him? Like, I don't know what to do with the dude in the dungeon. Like, I'm asking his advice about the kingdom. I'm trying to save him from being murdered. Like, what do you think I should do? And she's like, honestly, you should probably leave him in the dungeon, because if he gets out, he'll probably try and kill you again. I was like, cool. And how about you? What do I do with you? Like, you just told me that you're part of a rebel faction. And she's like, I'm not part of a rebel faction. I was like that before you all came to power. And I was like, but so you wanted us to be in power? She's like, no, I didn't. But then I saw who you are and that you're trying to make things better and that you're actually a good person. You're not the same, like, rulers as the beast and as the, like, you're not the same. You're not part of the same problem that forced me to join the rebellion. And I wanted to, be with you and be part of it from the inside. Kind of like, I feel like Eliot's had this same kind of conversation about diplomacy on, like, fixing things from the inside versus from the outside. And I think Ben had that realization that, like, her father got into a situation where the new kings and queens of Fillory needed his help. And she and him probably had a conversation like, hey, I'm the only one who can give this to them. if I give them this knife, I can probably ask for anything. If you actually want to change Fillory, I can say, you have to marry my daughter. I can get you into the court, and I can give you a voice. I don't have proof that it's happened, but that's kind of the vibe that she's giving here, is like she decided to leave the resistance to pursue this other avenue of bettering Fillory. So in last episode, in the wrap-up, and I talked about how I think Fen was like needed something more for her character and to be more tied into Fillory. This is kind of what they're giving us.
Yeah. Okay.
She's more tied in. She cares more about what's happening than I think we originally were led to believe in the first couple episodes.
Okay.
But when I ask her if she thinks I should trust her, there's no answer. Quiet. And then, my next scene is when Margo comes up pensive. Well, I'm pensive at the window when you're talking about marrying the dude.
Yep.
My next scene, I'm taking some pills in the bathroom. I don't even know what the pills are, like prescription pill bottle, and kind of like look up, and Alice is behind me in the mirror, and she like points to, because she's still not talking, right? She points to like a picture frame on the bathroom counter that has basically her dad, like a younger Alice, and a cat, right? So it kind of quickly cuts to me talking to the dad, and apparently the cat's name was Alanis Morissette. And
The long name for a cat.
I've heard longer.
yeah, I've heard longer.
Not many.
And
Pretty long.
And apparently Alice loved the cat, and the dad has a fear of heights. So the cat got stuck on the roof. Alice begged him to get the cat down, but he couldn't because of his fear of heights, and he yelled at Alice, and he said the cat didn't end well.
Poor kitty.
So he's like, I don't know if Alice ever forgave me or not, for not being brave enough, and maybe she will now. And so he like goes up the ladder and starts reciting the Arabic. I like go over and steady the ladder, and then he falls off the ladder and breaks both of his legs.
Oh,
Never
God.
confront your fears because they're there for a reason.
That's terrible.
Never confront them.
PSA.
Why did he fall off the ladder?
Because he like took his hands off to like gesture while he was reciting the Arabic.
Okay.
Fell down and
Did
broke
he
both
shatter the
legs.
mirror?
No,
Just his ankles.
no, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it cuts to him like in cast up both of his legs.
Wait,
and-
if we duct tape Penny to Alice's dad, we would have a superhero. Functioning hands on functioning feet.
So we're two halves of the same coin.
Yeah, right?
I mean, that's the end of the scene, I
Okay.
guess.
All right, I guess I'll do mine then. My next scene is I walk into a classroom at Break Bills, and
What are you doing with
my
break bills?
professor says,
How do you
like,
get to break bills?
you'll find
Just
out.
keep going.
And I say, they're like, take a seat, like it's time for midterms. And I'm like, midterms? But I haven't studied. And they're like, yeah, you have 10 minutes. And then Alice is in the front row, and she's like, wow, I'm dead, and I studied. You didn't even study? This is when you realize it's a dream.
Yeah.
We're getting all of a sudden the teacher makes a joke about like how like you didn't even wear any clothes, so now I'm naked, and everybody's laughing. And then behind me in walks Penny.
Yep. Just
Because you walk in people's dreams.
Yeah.
Dreamwalker.
And I'm like,
And you think it's not me for real. I'm like, no, it's really me. What's going on here?
yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is a dream. You're napping, so you're probably not in imminent danger wherever y'all are at. And you explain that you've been kidnapped. The entire castle has been kidnapped. And I'm like, yeah, I know. There's a giant crater of where the castle should be. And you say that you're in Loria, and you're like, yeah, it's a canyon with these purplish rock things. I'm like, rock things? And that's when you're like, yeah, they all look like dicks. It's just full of dicks. And I'm like, okay, full sail, half. It's just like, it's a variety pack out there, okay?
Yes, that was pretty funny.
And I'm like, okay, I'll find you. And you're like, if you tell anyone you saw this, I'm like, no. I would much rather you owe me huge. So I'm pocketing this favor for the future.
Wait, why do you owe him something? Because he came into your dream while you were naked?
Well, because I don't want him to tell people that I actually dream like this. Have these like stereotypical dreams and then be naked.
Her fear
and,
is being naked in front of a class that
and,
she
like,
hasn't studied
and
the
then,
test.
Yeah,
Okay,
like just like
that's
really
fine.
cheesy. It's lame, is what it is.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, tell him my dream was I was surrounded by a bunch of people who were all having an orgy. That's a much more
Yes, exactly.
appropriate dream.
Yes.
I didn't realize how hard I was to blackmail until this moment. And I was like, fine. Go and get it.
But
And then-
yeah.
I'll just kind of go into
Yeah.
my next, and then after this I have one more. I'm back in Fillory with the Royal Map Maker, and he calls them out like I'm describing it. He goes, "Oh, the cock barrens of Loria," and he shows me the map.
Oh.
And there's a bunch of just penis rock formations on a map.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, checks out. And we do like a jump forward in time, and he is working on a map. And I'm like, hey, I went to that exact spot, and there was no castles, nothing. There must be some other land of dongs. And like there's that land of dongs isn't where they're at. Is there another one? He goes, nope. Castle must be there. There are no other dongs. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
Does the map maker say dongs?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Okay.
I'm like, this. He's like, well, this doesn't make sense unless. And I go over to the hole and I looked down, and I'm like, God, please let me be wrong about this. And I travel, and that's when I see Eliot and Fen.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, because we have our scene coming in with Margo. Well, you come back. So right before you come down and you come into Fen and us having a conversation, I'm sitting at the window staring at a field of dicks. And Margo comes in and says, "So what did it say I did marry him?"
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Eliot is like not worried about that conversation anymore because I just found out that my wife was like a rebel sympathizer or whatever, and I like stop her. And I was like, hey, listen, marriage fucking sucks. You don't know, especially arranged marriages. You don't know who you're getting. They could be anybody. Like, we don't have to do this. If you don't want to do, like, I'm not now completely on your side.
And Margo says, she immediately jumps to the part where she's like, if she's really that bad, why don't you just have her killed? Like, just straight
Again, that's what
up.
I'm saying. Elliot and Margo are on different wavelengths. Like, Margo goes from 0 to, well, fucking murder him. Like, so fast. It's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
And I'm like, because, listen, we have one life-altering crisis at a time. And I ask you what your choices for the marriage, or I forget exactly how we end this scene.
Yeah, because it is like a weird cut here. Actually,
it's like a strange.
Yeah,
end
it's.
to
I
our
feel like it's
conversation.
actually honestly what I think it is. It's us about to have a conversation, but they're just skipping it
Oh,
because
fair
like
enough.
Margo. If you've seen Margo scenes, you don't
know what's happening.
You know what's going on.
Right,
so I think that's why it feels weird because it's like supposed to be one of those scenes where it's like, okay, the characters are gonna have a conversation and we're gonna skip it.
I was gonna say I didn't feel like I got any closure and answers from the scene. It feels like we ended halfway through for really no reason.
Yeah. Well, this one it's even shorter because Penny walks in and then I go right into a cut after this. Like
Okay.
so this is you coming in being like, you guys have been boned.
Yeah, you all been fucked with. You won't believe where you've been.
Mm-hmm.
And then another cut of like, because you've seen all of Penny's scenes, you don't need to be re-explained, but I was confused. And then it was like, now we're back in the throne room, and I am bringing in a princess, and I am saying I will accept this marriage under one condition, that the prince gives me a tour of his kingdom before. And he's like, no, marriage first and then the tour. And that's when I start doing some tutting. And like, there's a cut, which is probably like the windows and everything changing. Because it's like, I put together that like we didn't move. Like, this is clearly some sort of like spell of like illusion instead.
You want to now this one's just a comedy bit that you didn't see, but I can't help myself. It cuts to the map maker finishing a map, and then the castle appears, and he just goes, "Oh."
I love him. He's very funny. I've never seen him, but he seems great. But like, and so then once after I do that weird hand gestures, I'm just like Margo gets up and she's swearing. It's just no marriage. She says, I'm going to shove my Jimmy Choo so far up your ass, you're going to taste next season. It is
That's
an
very good.
amazing
Very good.
line. It's so good. And then at the end of the scene, she hereby declares war on the kingdom of Loria. Ooh. And then Eliot was backing me up.
I was like,
100%. Yes.
The shoes.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't even know, but yes, yes, queen.
Like he was definitely supporting me until I declare war on Loria, and you're like, huh?
2 arms for war with the cocks.
Record scratch. That's the end of my episode.
Yeah,
I have one tiny little one.
What's Quentin up to? You probably got some more stuff.
I have 2 more, and one of them is the
definite last.
The dad is in bed or whatever, broken legs, and I'm trying to tell him again, like he's dodged me talking about Alice before. He tries to dodge it again. I'm like, she died a hero, and he's like, oh, it's funny these stories we tell. I'm like, listen, like you'd rather break both of your legs than have a conversation about your daughter with me. And he's like, I can't stand to think about it. Like, get me a tall glass of whatever looks the strongest. I'm like, you're on a lot of painkillers right now. No, I'm not doing that. And he's like, my daughter is dead. And the mom is like kind of like peeking out from like the hallway, kind of listening in on this conversation. And I basically walk up to her and she's like, let me guess. Like, my husband said, don't bother me because I'm too crazy right now. It's like, are we going to finish this or not? So my last scene is her taking his place doing the spell.
Okay. So I travel back to the Garden of Fillory, and I think it's the map maker who's like, this is the worst day of my life. I'm like, I know, right? Crazy illusion magic. So now that things are sorted, what do you think about making that map? And he hands me something, and it says to Penny, and I'm like, you made the map? He goes, yeah, I made an exception. I'm like, thank you. You're still batshit crazy, though. And then he's like, heard that. And then I just leave with the map.
Okay.
Penny can charm anybody. And I think that's actually his superpower.
Except for the guy who fucked up his hands.
Listen.
He actually was intentionally not being charming.
I will stand by this. You cannot do something for someone and then after the fact tell them there is an associated cost. You gotta be upfront.
Cost has to be upfront.
What are we doing here? That's entrapment.
That's really funny. Like, because you live in America, at which they put prices on things, which are not the real prices of those things.
No, but they're at least faking that there's a price. He was like, "Hey, you want weird healing magic?" I'm like, "Cool, we're in Fillory. Books never said anything about economic system."
Can we put a pin in this? But I do feel like we're gonna have to talk about whether or not you should be aware of like concepts of fae and stuff if you go to a magic school, but we shall return to this at the end. What we're like, well, you have one more scene.
So we're back outside of the pyramid, and I'm reminding her again, like, hey, we have one shot at this. Don't break the mirror.
Okay, Hamilton.
And basically the ritual is like you have to like speak like the truth about the person or whatever into the mirror. I can't remember the exact words they use. And I kind of like get like a quick shot of Alice like hiding behind a tree in the woods. And the mom starts talking in the mirror, and she's like, Alice, she needed a strong female role model. She's so lucky she had me for that. And the mirror like starts cracking. One. And I'm like, you have to tell the truth. And she's like, that is the truth. And she's like, Alice was complicated. She never figured out how to be a woman. And like the mirror starts cracking more. And I'm like, this is not true. Like you have to say like what's true for Alice. And she's like, well, this is just Alice up to her usual trick. She was always so hard on me.
The mirror keeps cracking.
Yeah. And I'm like, this isn't about you. Like, can you once in your life put yourself in your daughter's shoes? And she's like, what do you want me to say? That I never understood her? That I never really tried? And she's like, starts crying. Like, I never knew having a daughter would be this hard. I resented her sometimes. She's like, I need a minute. And she runs off. Right? I think the implication here is that the spell completes.
Yeah, that was the truth.
That's all the truth.
Yeah.
And this is when I see Alice like glowing like she was when she died or disappeared or whatever it was, right? So she's back to being glowing and not
ghosty.
And she like calls me an idiot.
Alice does? Or
Yes.
the mom? Oh, yeah, Alice. Okay.
And I'm like, I cast a Niffin summoning like spell and you didn't come. Like, how? Why? She's like, well, you're wrong. I was right there. We're gonna have so much fun, just like we did with my parents. And she giggles. And I'm like, I killed you. Like my Cacodemon. She says, your Cacodemon wasn't powerful enough to kill me. It tried, but when it saw that it couldn't win, well, let's just say it stuffed me into a place most convenient. Implying like the tattoo, like the Cacodemon like tattoo on my back. And she says, we're stuck with each other. And that's the end of my episode.
So Alice is you're haunted by Alice, kind of?
That seems to be
So
the implication. And I think she's
the
no
demon?
longer a Niffin. She's more like her, I don't know if we had
Like
a
a
term
god?
for her, like kind of demony version of herself. Yeah.
Is it demon or is it the god mode?
It's not
Like-
God mode because
Okay.
it was the thing that like the battle magic consumed her or whatever it was.
Yeah.
right?
But
Okay.
is she
I
kind of
thought
like?
that was a Niffin.
But she's holding
I
up
don't know.
inside
Maybe it is.
of you now.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like Venom Symbiote kind of thing.
I think it's more like a Ghost and Molly McGee situation.
I think it's more of like an Obi-Wan Kenobi situation. Turns out
would-
there's a lot of analogs for...
Evil one Kenobi.
Is she evil?
Yeah, that's what he's
Oh,
getting
yes.
at.
Okay. I couldn't tell if it was just like...
She's basically saying like, "Oh, we're gonna have so much fun, like torturing people, like we just did with my parents."
And then she said, "Wah ha 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 ha."
Got it.
yeah,
And then lightning struck.
yeah.
I was like, because they do seem like people that like this isn't the time to fuck with people. They just lost their second child, but they do seem like kind of people that could be kind of fun to fuck with a little bit.
A little bit. I mean,
I
they
didn't know if that was like the thing. If she was like, yeah, my parents kind of suck sometimes. Like this was cathartic.
I mean,
or,
that is like honestly, it's that's not even that bad. Like,
What's not that bad?
what she just did, like the torture of her parents.
yeah.
Oh.
Like,
they
is
think her
that
mom's
really
truth and
evil?
then their shitty parenting.
It just like, yeah, these were shitty parents. I want to punish them a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, and she didn't. It's not like she knocked the dad over so he broke his legs. Like he just fell. Like that had nothing
Yeah.
to do with like.
Unless she
the-
pushed him.
I mean, she definitely like goaded him into climbing the ladder.
Yeah, sure, but like that is like what you're trying to do is make someone who's afraid of heights go high. That's way different than pushing somebody off a ladder to break both their legs.
Yeah, he should
Like-
have known that you should never confront your
I
fears.
just feel like evil Alice of what like she has chosen to do
Yeah.
that she had control over, I guess, is vaguely menacing pranks. Like I don't
She's
know,
kinda
that
got
doesn't
like
feel
like a pixie energy, kind of like that, kind of like small little like what do we call them? The little freak
imps,
energy.
like
Yeah, like
I don't know. To me, it leans more. I think best case scenario is what was from Angel when what's her face was taken over by like that old god person.
Oh.
Jazz.
Yeah,
no,
Jasmine.
no,
When-
not Jasmine.
oh.
The old
Um,
god?
Why am I drawing a blank on the character's name?
Glory?
What? No,
that
like
wasn't
last
Angel.
season of Angel with the nerdy
Oh,
girl who
yeah.
who died, and then there was a sarcophagus.
your love
thing.
interest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fred.
Oh,
Fred.
Fred. Oh, yeah. With
Jesus.
I forget the name of the spirit. But
Yeah.
yeah. Fred. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
I think
got
like there's some of that energy here
Okay.
in a weird way where it's just like you might just be evil, but there might be some kind of working together we could do at best. We'll see. I don't know.
Interesting.
Illyria.
Illyria. Thank you.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Anyway.
Back to as our connecting the dots as we wrap up this episode. I do have to return to the issue of here's the thing. You're not a random person that was dropped into like a magic world and like accidentally got tricked by like a river, whatever. You are in magic grad school. Feels like you should know the basics of like, hey, when you land in a foreign magical land and people offer you wishes and stuff, be concerned. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that's like rule
Well,
number one.
Don't
Well, I
jump on
think-
your New York soapbox.
Yeah,
and just
like-
start-
Well, I think to defend Penny's choice, I think going to a place with a certified like obsessive fan of this world, I would have gotten a heads up.
He
Like-
wasn't with you.
But no, like if he knows we're all going there,
It's a
wait, no.
stereotypical fantasy world. Like bartering is always a thing.
No. Let's go on this. I'm a devil's advocate. Would he listen to Quentin?
no.
Okay.
But Quentin should have said something.
I'm sure we can make this Quentin's fault.
It's not. This one, I'm sorry.
There's a
That
lot
one's
of
not.
things that are Quentin's fault. I don't know if this one is.
No.
I just want to
But
point
while
out.
we're at it, let's just put it in that bucket because it's the closest one.
I just want to point
How
out
very Penny
that
of
you
you.
were with Penny was with Margo, and we've now seen that Margo is short-tempered and not diplomatic.
We are not good together.
But I was nice to the river guy.
Yeah.
She knows
Margo
you gotta be nice to the hired
went to
help.
class.
I'm just gonna say maybe it's harder to be nice when you're missing your hands and then someone surprises you with a medical bill. Because what I'm hearing is you're defending the healthcare system.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing.
Penny has the energy that his drink gets spit in a lot.
Yeah. You drinking so much spit and thinking there's just Diet
gross.
Cokes. Sorry
gross.
about you, bud.
Okay.
Anyway.
We got to wrap this
End
up.
of the episode.
All right.
Anybody have anything
I'm
else
not
to
going to
say?
sit here and defend the healthcare system, so I'm going to wrap this one up.
We'll see you
This-
Saturday, the
October 25th.
Spooky Saturday.
At 11 a.m. Central Time, we'll post up some times and stuff, and we'll do some spooky shit.
Yeah.
Join us on Twitch if you're not part of the Patreon. If you are on the Patreon, you can jump in the Discord, and you can join us live there, and we will have the episode for you. You can bring it yourself and just listen along, but then you won't get the live episode that we will record right after. So come hang out. Love to see you.
I'm your host, Mike, signing off. Left me as always.
It's Tasha.
And for me as always.
It's Colin.
Right here, right now.
It's Brian.
Creeping in the background often.
Producer James.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye forever.
For more information, go to popculturerollcall.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Our new theme provided by Stephen Rossbach. Find him at stephenrossbach.com for more of his work. Join us next week for another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call.